Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, and the last of my deck talks this week. And what I'm doing, and I've already put away the box, but I'm doing the Native American Tarot cards by Edward Curtis. This is the backing. And so this is a deck of Native American portraits, and I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I feel like these faces are so interesting and beautiful and compelling that I had to get one for myself. I got one for my father just as playing cards, but the tension was there. I had to get one for myself. If anybody else wants to see another review, another person's perspective on this deck, and I don't know if she said how she uses it, but over at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, that channel, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I think her name is Tara. I'm not sure about that. My apologies if I've got that wrong. She also got these cards. She has these cards, and had done a review of them also. This is just going to be a walkthrough. One thing I will say is I did my gender analysis that I so frequently do on decks. I did this on this almost immediately because I was just curious how skewed it was, and I understand why it would be skewed. So to me, that it's not a criticism. If anything, it's got more variety than I might have expected. So it has only one card showing a couple, two cards that I consider androgynous. That might just be that, two cards that I consider androgynous. In other words, it's hard for me to tell if it's male or female. And then 33 cards. 33 cards that are men, including the two clowns that are in here I'm taking to be men, and 16 that are women. So it's 33 to 16. Of the women, 2 are old. Of the men, 11 are older than 50. And there are 3 women that are between 30 and 40. And I don't even have that. I have 5 people who are younger than 35. And I have, I should say, 5 men that are younger than 35. 16 men that are between the ages of 35 and 50. So I have 2 old women, and I have 11 men that are older than 50. 6 girls or teenagers, and 5 young women between the ages of 20 and 30. So there are a lot more older men, because most of the men are between the ages of, or are older than 35, and most of the women are younger than 30. So there is that difference. Okay, let's look at these cards, because they just have incredible, to me, there's Geronimo. So it doesn't always have a name. It usually at least has a tribe. I think this is the face. There's one of them that kind of reminded me of my dad. Now, does my dad look like this? No, but somehow this reminds me of my dad. And there's But it's funny though. It's funny how people remind you of your parents, and if you were to have them standing side by side, they probably wouldn't. I remember when I was teaching, there was an older Haitian man, and I don't know why, he just reminded me of my father. You know, my father is not a black man, but there's something about him that really reminded me of my father. So these are out of order because I have sorted them by gender. So you can have this. And I don't know if I have him in another deck or if I have a drawing of him in another deck. But he's, you know, with that strange top knot, he's impossible to mistake. And what would these people in that time, if they knew that their images were kind of speaking over generations? I don't know what they would think of that. I mean, some of them had the ideas of it capturing their soul. And maybe they did because this particular photographer was so good at what he was doing. Come now. I like that some of these are from an area where, you know, like the Absaroki. A place where I lived in Montana, when they called it Absaroka. Absaroka is how it was spelled, but Absaroka. Anyway. There's this town that I would travel through at different times, so that is that area. And they have a number, and I don't think of that tribe as being in existence anymore, but they've got a number of photographs of people associated with that name and that tribe. Quite a few, actually. I've got my books here, my Native American, what do they call it? American Indians books that have information about the tribes. I should look up the Absaroki or Absaroka. And this incredible image is in Greenwood. It's in the Greenwood Tarot. Doesn't that look like a really gentle person? To me, he does. So yeah, when I first got these, I rushed through them. And so now I'm looking at them, I'm looking at the tribes, I'm looking at what they're calling them, you know, what the titles are. But again, I really don't know exactly what I will do with this deck. So if you have this deck and you've used it as part of cartomancy, let me know. We've now entered the women. Doesn't want to focus on her. Oh well. I'm wondering if all the women are going to kind of come from the same tribe. The Jacariya or Jacarilla and the Tiwa. Possibly. There's another Montana tribe, Kalispell. And it doesn't want to focus on her either. That's a beautiful picture. Reminds me of my cousin Paula, actually. So I guess only the youngest of the girls were the Tiwas and the Jacarillas. Oh, the webcam. Do I have to cover up that pattern in the back? Does that help? No, it wants to focus on me. If I cover up my face, does it help? No, it just doesn't want to focus on the card. I'm trying to get it in the position that made the webcam focus, and it's not happening. Nope. That's a pretty big child to have back there. Isn't that an incredible face? So those last two, these are the ones that are, that to me they're androgynous, but they could be, to me, my immediate assumption is actually that they're both male, but I don't know. And then you have jokers. masked people. And that's Prospero Arts, I think is the, not only the maker, but did I buy it from Prospero? I can't remember who I bought it from. And I tell you what, let me jump off of here and get the box. The box was really difficult to get the cards in and out. You know, it's just a little tuck box, and I thought, you know what, I'm not messing with it because I'm going to mess up the cards, and so I already put them in a little pouch. But let me hang on, let me see. So if anybody's interested, you can actually get them. They weren't buried too far, so that's what they're called. And they are by ProsperoArt.com, but I just got them off of Amazon. I think you do have to pay shipping on them, but I was going to say something else now and I can't think of it. In any case, Native American Playing Cards, 55 Portraits by Edward Curtis. Marvelous. Amazing cards to have, but again, why? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try a deck interview with these cards at some point and see just how difficult they are to work with, because I'm not going to pretend that they're going to be like easy. What happened? Her face. Did I shuffle them wrong? Oh, she just flipped. The woman with child flipped. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend that they're going to be easy to read with, and I don't know quite how I would, you know, if I had them in a spread, what kind of impression they would make. Maybe I'll just be weird and immediately try. I'm just going to lay out 9 cards just to see how it looks and how strange it is. I can see that I kind of I have a desire, even as these cards are just regular playing card size, I have a desire just from the visual aspect to trim them to get the card association so that they're down to the actual image. So the effect is that of having a bunch of warriors looking at you. I've got 2 women in this spread. I could see maybe doing it as guardians, pulling cards for guardians. So, you know, would you feel safe if you pulled cards guardians and you got these guys as your guardians. Sorry. So I could see using this for guardians, potentially ancestors, potentially advisors, in which you then kind of you just have to riff on the picture. You just have to look at that and say, okay, so do I take the job or do I, yeah, we'll just say that. So if your question is, do I take the job offer? And this guy comes up. Even though we can't see his arms folded, he looks like his arms are folded. He looks like he'd be saying, well, why wouldn't you take the job offer? What excuse do you have for turning down this work? So you just have to riff on it, as opposed to, if you ask the same question, should I take this job offer, and you had this guy, to me he has a somewhat different demeanor. He might be someone who would be more inclined to say, you need to sit down and need to carefully consider all of the pros and cons of taking this particular job. How will it benefit you? How will it benefit your family? What advantage do they have? He just looks like he's more of a slow, careful thinker. So curious. And if she came up for the same question, should I take this job offer? She looks like she's looking away. Since they just say girl there, maybe the next question would be, well, how will it affect the people who are dependent on me? So I don't know. Certainly as a deck of guardians, because you've got that masculine, that masculine guardian energy in abundance here. The men in large part being depicted as warriors. If I were to shuffle again, and I were to ask basic question, what do I need, but open-ended kind of, what do I need in my life? What do I need in my life? I'm just going to pull a card. Oh my God, I need a joker. Oh, what do I need in my life? I need more humor. I need more humorous lessons. I need more scary shocks. He's kind of scary to me, I'm sorry. If he came at me, I'd be looking for something to whack him across the face with. There's this guy. Would be the next card in terms of what do I need. He looks like he's called Ku well known. So maybe I need more Absaroki. Need to go back to the mountains. So maybe this again, he looks respectable to me, so maybe I need some more respectable, dignified people. And the last one, what do I need in my life? Maybe more skepticism? He looks like a skeptic. That looks like a foxtail. I don't know. What was another one I was thinking? What do I need? I did get all men, didn't I? I was thinking maybe a woman would come up. I don't know. If you have any suggestions down in the comments, go ahead and say, hey, try using that deck for X question. Or maybe you should use the deck for this or that or the other thing. Because I'm not sure, but I definitely had to have it. That girl has a very challenging look. Crazy hair or no crazy hair? Uh-oh. 9:17. The yawns are beginning. I don't know if I could use it for a ghosty kind of a, or an ancestry kind of a reading. I'm taking out the ghost tarot because I want to see if there was a ghosty, if they had any. That's low scarabeo. I probably don't have any. Spreads. Come on, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They show a spread. Is it between the languages that they show it? Oh, yeah, it's just basic. Yeah, present, obstacle, allies, future, blah. Well, we'll have to see if for Halloween I've been thinking for Halloween I would do a ghosts and spirity type of a spread from 365 tarot spreads. So maybe if I do that, I'll pull out this deck. And see how it reads for something that has to do with... Gosh, excuse me. I'm just having, like, diaphragm convulsions. Oh, no. I've got hiccups. Hiccups. That's what I get for sitting all curled up. And that is a sure sign to call it a day. The end of my deck play for today. I've had major deck play in these long videos. So, that's the end of that. Again, I hope you, if you feel connected, if you feel interested, there you go. Cheap deck. Not sure how you'll use it, but cheap deck with a lot of interesting charisma. Take care. Bye-bye.